constant in life, and that is change. So change, that is a constant, and there is nothing else is a constant in life. So it is not about. So this is, we need to understand that this is a process what we are going through life. We are experiencing, and change the need to happen. By design, everything is moving. It's nothing is a standstill in the life, and that's how it is designed. It's like a river. So the flow is there. If it is not flowing, it is not a river. The fundamental principles of life is it has to flow. If it is not flowing, it's not life anymore. And the flow means it needs to change from one position to another. In mathematical term, we call position A to position B. Like it has to change, and that is the indication of the flow. And this is flowing irrespective of whatever we like and whatever we don't like. So that's why the part which is dealing with it or managing it, and how we can respond to this change, that makes all the difference of our experience with life. Okay, let me repeat what I'm saying. The life is flowing. It cannot stand still. That is not the nature. That is now how it is designed. Life is always flowing like a river. Now, we cannot complain and see that we need to hold on to something into that, and that will ultimately get away from us, because it needs to flow. Only the pressure will build up and it will go. So what we are trying to do here, life is flowing, we have to get hold on whatever we like, and something we don't like, but we are not holding it, we are trying to get rid of it, but still it is not going the way we want them to go. So in this struggle of holding what we like, what we enjoy, and trying to get rid of what we don't like, we are basically, what we are trying to do here is we try to disturb the flow. Disturb or create a block in the flow, and that ultimate results is that these attempts, we ultimately fail, because it is not possible to hold on to something. So let us not talk about what we don't like. Suppose we like something and we like to hold on to it. Nothing wrong in that. We like to enjoy that. But we are trying to hold it in the middle of a flowing river sort of thing. The life is flowing, but to hold on to something. And that holding on is not possible for a long. So that ultimately we have to let go that, because it is a part of the process. This is an understanding. So first thing we have to understand that, like everything, the changes do happen, and changes happens for the ultimate purpose of evolving, growing. Like any tree, if you see it is growing, it is changes, no? From small, then it is go bigger, and then branches and things like that. So it's a part of the growth. The change will happen. So even if you like that the plant to be a certain size, you cannot hold it there, because its nature is to grow. So it is normal for a plant or something. So if you create an obstacle, you might have seen somebody put some stone or wall, so it takes its way out of that obstacle and grow anyway. Yeah, it doesn't stop there. But we human beings, because we are having that free will and independence of our choices, so we try to push our choice sometimes against the rule of nature. And that's why we struggle. So how we can approach this to to so that our experiences of life doesn't come back with ultimate failure in every all these attempts. In this case, first thing you need to understand that before I go there, let me also understand that if you don't change yourself, with everything else, with this flow of life, with the environment, with the nature, you will get extinct. Those, the life forms who could not, grow and evolve with the nature, they got extinct. There are many in the history. There are many animals, many other life forms. They get extinct and they're no longer there. So we need to use our capacities to evolve with the nature, and that's how we keep harmony, and that's why we keep getting getting our experiences, and particularly the experiences of what we like. So in this whole process, our practical approach should be like that. First is you assess that whatever you like, that's nothing wrong in liking something. Normal human tendency is whatever we like, we try to hold on. We like to have that experience again and again and again. So in that case, suppose you wanted to have some, suppose I'm not old, earlier age, we used to write letters by hand and send it by post and all those things. Yeah. I'm just giving example. Suppose you like to write letters, like letters and sign and all those things, send by whatever, postcard, envelope, inland letter, whatever you like that very much. So you developed that art and you wanted to stick to it because you like so much. Now things have been changing. The nature of that has been changed. So what you in this, I'm just giving as just like some kind of that analogy of this writing letter thing. So the world has changed. They are growing and they're going to the different mode and all. So what you need to do, you need to check whatever you like and test it time to time whether that particular thing what you like is still valid or still relevant. That's called testing. Nothing wrong in liking it. But if you want to enjoy that, enjoy say writing, then only thing what you need to do, test time to time whether it is still valid, the mode, and it is relevant. Once you know that, then you see that if they see that the world is changing, it is going to the different direction. So you need to keep that pattern in you that I need to write by hand. So you need to progress in that regard and try to analyze that which go out of your comfort zone and check the territory, what you can do in that sense. So when that world has changed, you try different avenue, maybe you will be having same kind of enjoyment writing emails, say. So world has changed. Now, if you modify yourself, try to develop that skill within you so that you know that, this computers and all, and then the original essence of that writing or communicating to somebody is not gone. Only thing you are modifying yourself, change your course so that you can get something new, which you can then utilize to satisfy your passion. So similar way, it will go from there to other territories. I'm just giving one example. So the process, what happens this way, so if you hold on to your old pattern, like writing letters by hand, you will get extinct. You will have nobody to write to at one point of time. So these kind of things, if you anticipate that the things are changing and you are checking it time to time, then one point of time will come, then you slowly move into that. Suppose one point of time you do 50-50. So you write some letters and do something by email. And when that the world progresses further, and you shift to maybe one point of time, you go to the 100%. So that is how you have to accommodate yourself, modify yourself, so that you can still enjoy writing. But only thing you have, find out a different way of approaching that, rather than stick to the old one and getting extinct. So in that sense, that you, to move into that direction, you must explore that what are the other ways. You should not restrict yourself to the old way of doing things. You have to keep moving into the exploring things, and then you use that same passion into the incrementally into the different thing. So the one world has changed, you are there as well. So you can continue enjoy your life, enjoy these things, but in a little bit different way, which is not there earlier. And that's how we keep our experience in the positive territory. We don't complain about that nobody writes letter to me, neither nobody receives the letter and things like that. So I'm just giving an example of that. So there's no point in complaining. We need to change. See, here the requirement is coming that we need to change, and that change comes from the interaction with the external world. Where it is going, if we go in the same direction, we'll find out another place of having the same enjoyment. Only we need to change a bit, so that we are at par and we can communicate and the same passion we are holding there. And again, in the same place, we have to monitor and then go further up. So then you find out, okay, this the email is also not nowadays not much email going on. You have developed, and you have some chat has come, and all the computer. I mean, instead of computer, you can do it by the mobile. So you have to go further. Okay, so you don't complain that okay, I have only laptop, but nobody is writing email to me these days, and all they are doing. But it is world is going in the other direction. Yeah, so you need to enjoy that communication, enjoy that writing urge. You need to change it to there. So you cannot stick to the keyboard. You need to go to that mobile. And I'm just giving one example so that it is, you can understand from where it's coming. So you need to update this with the feedback, and this change, if we come out of our comfort zone, look into that, then always we find something to reposition ourselves, so that the enjoyment of the communication still we are continuing. Same thing applies to other parts of our life. We need to check whether it is still exists, and it is, or it is still giving the uh, it is still fresh, it is still okay, if it is fine, if not, which direction we need to move, so that we will be at far and start enjoying again. So this change we need to do from our side. We cannot hold on to our old pattern and old ways and old styles. Yeah. So this we need to track them. So basically we said, first we have to accept that changes happen. It is a normal process. Everything changes. In everything changes in our every moment. Thing changes. We breathe in and breathe out. It is not the same anymore. We are just growing with each and every breathing, you can say. And physical level also, we have to, as medically it is proven that every 7 years all our body cells gets changed completely. So we are also changing, our physical body also changing. So only thing which is stuck is our mind. Okay, if you see that, if you get rid of this kind of mental construct, mental blocks, then we will be with the flow. And that is the best strategy to have, to go with the flow and to enjoy whatever that current flow is offering to me. It is like going, say, with a say car, long car drive. Some places you will find going across the cities, you enjoy the city skyscrapers and this and that. You come out of the city, You enjoy the farmlands, and then you landed up into some going to the some mountainous area. You enjoy that beauty. Then the road may be leading you towards a crossing a river and going at the bank of the river. You enjoy the view of the river, and so on, so on. So this is a journey, and scenario will change. Okay, so don't anticipate that when you are driving along, driving through the mountainous region, and then you expect skyscrapers to be there, and you miss those skyscrapers. So that create just dissatisfaction within you. Scenario will change as per the route you have selected, but your just the idea that I like this, I like those, multi-story building and huge these things. That idea cannot allow you to enjoy the mountains, view of the mountains. So you anticipate change. So you are in the journey, anticipate change, and monitor that which region I'm in now. So if you can enjoy the skyscrapers as well as mountain, as well as river, as well as the farmland, or there's something maybe going through a forest or jungle, the animals and everything like that, you change your own anticipation or your own expectation and fit into that. You enjoy everything. There is no point that you will not enjoy. And that is the key to live our life. So that our experience is always we are enjoying, because no matter what comes, we anticipate that, yeah, it will not be fixed. I'm moving, and I'm not in a city anymore, so it will change. And whatever it offers, I will enjoy in this journey. And when you do that, then no matter what it comes, you enjoy the whole ride. So it will be a successful trip, rather than when you go out of the city, then you are still grumbling about we miss those things, it will not happen, or you want to go back there and have a look at it, and it will delay your journey. Okay. And when you go back there, that may not be the same you like the first time. So that's called law of diminishing returns. So also there is some time we fall into that trap when we go same thing again and again, and every time we enjoy is less and less. So what is this approach should be? The approach will be just check whether you still enjoy at the same thing at the same level. If not, then start looking for something else. Come out of your comfort zone. Okay, you liked it, that's fine, but you try to repeat those experiences. That repeat cannot happen in the same territory, because that experience is not new anymore. So you have to explore the other areas, and it definitely will find something else what you can enjoy also. But unless until you try that, you will never know. It is also the comfort zone gives us certain level of security, and going out of the comfort zone, some people feel it is they are not comfortable because there is a risk but that is not sure you get it or not. Okay. So it is said that the wisdom says is rather than stuck in your comfort zone with the stale things which earlier you enjoyed but this no longer you enjoy, you come out of that comfort zone and maybe you move around in a maze. Maze means like you don't know the final outcome and where to go out, etc. It is better to spend time in the maze and find something new rather than stuck into that the stale situation. It makes sense to go into that and try to explore, and that and the end of it you will find out something which will enjoy, which is not the same one before, something else. So if we have this kind of attitude of coming out of the comfort zone, exploring things, and then find out something new, you enjoy the ice cream. Then of course, then every day if you are enjoy ice cream, one point of time you will not like ice cream anymore. Maybe you tried all the flavors of ice cream. Okay, then you try something else. Okay, from the this you try from some other type of food. Maybe finally you will end it up in loving some kind of fruit juice, say. So that you like. So you change your things where what you like to have and how you enjoy things, and that is the key for enjoying the life, exploring it, getting it, and then incrementally. So finding that one and one to another, and that is how you enjoy life. And as I said in the travel, say by car or something, road journey, you anticipate the scenario will change, and you try to enjoy that whatever it is offering, rather than thinking about something which will not come back because you are moving forward. Either you have to stop and be there, that is a stale situation I'm talking, or keep moving, keep enjoying, change your idea of only that will make you satisfied. May not be. There are many things you didn't explore. That's why you don't do that. You don't make you satisfied. Yeah. So these are the approach, the practical tips we need to take from here, and then we move forward. And just understand that main thing, we don't enjoy our life because of our old patterns. Old patterns cannot give you new, enjoyment of new things. So main thing here is that you have to get rid of the old patterns, allow the new things to settle into your system, and then you can start enjoying life from there. So that makes the complete sense. Yeah. And this particular approach, this pattern and things, it is basically developed inside our mind. So when we change our own mind, that pattern, when we increase our acceptance level, then our external events change, the way we experience change. So in other words, what we experience, our external experience, to change that should come from our internal state of mind. When the acceptance goes higher, then we find many more things to enjoy, and that's how our external experience changes. This internal change is coming from your this is area where your spirituality comes in, the spiritual wisdom and understanding comes in. So then we realize that this whatever is we are experiencing from outside, it is basically what is being reflected inside. Our enjoyment is something based on our internal change, how we perceive the world. That makes our experience. So if the receiver, if we make it the wide range, and the level of acceptance, the level of things, it goes higher, then your liking also will be wider. It comes from an understanding that this whatever external world is running in its own way, its own principles. Everybody else, they are following their own life path, their own soul's guidance. So as long as my experience is concerned, if I just raise my acceptance and I'm detached, then I'm not allowing them to control me, their words and behavior to control me, my experience will change. It's about my experience. It is not about them. They are going as per their own rule, whether we like it or not. So this is the way we have to expand and experience our life. And this is when we make it these things wide open, then no matter what changes happen, we accept that. And the more you grow higher into the spiritual awareness, in fact, those are the changes, you use it for your own growth, your own transformation. See, when we learn, say, driving, yeah, so there are at the time of driving test, small obstacles are given, stop the car in the slope and try to move forward and things like that. Or somebody put some area, you have to pass through that and you have to park it somewhere in the box parking and things like that. So these are the small obstacles given to you, for your testing. So if you take those things as your internal, challenge, one point of time will come, you will enjoy them. Those you are not complaining about those things, because winning those obstacles also give you the sense of satisfaction and joy. Otherwise you could not have got it. So when you go into that mode and take everything in what life is offering as like a challenge, and you overcome the challenge, so you feel the sense of satisfaction, you develop that skill. So ultimately you come to a state where no matter what the obstacle is coming on the road, you will be overcome anyway. So this gives you the sense of joy and satisfaction of which is not dependent on the obstacle. It depends on you. It depends on your skill, how much you developed, how much you are ready to accept any challenge, because you have, no matter what it comes, you have already find a way out and you can overcome that. So when that comes, then whole journey become a pleasant experience, because even if challenge comes, you are still having a joy. If something, there is no challenge comes, there is anyway you are enjoying the view. So either you are enjoying the view or you are overcoming the challenge. Your joy is there all the time. You are not complaining. You are not going into that negative territory. Why on my road only so many obstacles comes? Okay, that is called poor me syndrome. You will not complain about the path. You will find the way out and overcome the obstacle and things like that. It is your own journey. And another thing you need to do is to stop comparing with anybody else, because all our journeys are unique, our paths are unique, and it will not be comparable to anyone else. That is a mistake we do. Sometimes we compare, why so and so is doing this and I'm having so many, free ride, I'm not getting anything. It doesn't matter. That's what we have chosen at our soul level. What are the things will come? And also understand one things from the soul level. Our own soul does not give us any challenge which we cannot overcome. Okay, it's simply not possible. So whatever challenges we come, it is not for us to fail. It is for us to learn and win. That's why those challenges are come. When you face those challenges, you overcome, find a solution and overcome it, then that particular challenge will disappear from your life. And that's how the life works. Okay. More you complain, more you put more energy into it, you will never be come out of that particular thing. You will be always in the struggle. So just take it as a challenge and overcome it. It will go from your life. It will not come back. these kind of things, because you have learned the lessons, and that is the purpose of bringing this, the higher purpose of bringing these obstacles and challenges. And that is the purpose of creating changes so that we can grow. If nothing changes and we don't learn new things, we don't find out, use our own intelligence or effort to find out new things, will not grow in that sense. We'll become a robot, that everything is programmed and it's going a certain distance. So what will be the purpose of that? Our human life's purpose is not like a robot. Not should not be everything is programmed and you start and end, and every all outcomes are, you know, already known. So so what is the purpose of that? Our human journey is not robotic journey. We have to find out some ways, some new ways of things and doing things, new way of things. End of it, everything, whether it is easy, tough, challenging, all the situations, we put our effort and come out as it's a joyful outcome. So what I just explained a few minutes earlier. So this is also another welcoming the change, anticipate that there will be some change, monitor them, and then you adapt yourself quickly to that one. Earlier you do, it's better, rather than living and complaining to that. And maybe some point of time you will not know the answers yet. So there'll be some period where it will be like an unknown territory. In that, go with an open mind to just explore that, and then definitely solution is come. There is no problem in this world, no issues in this world which doesn't have a solution. It's only the matter of time. You are facing problem because that particular moment, the solution, the idea of the way what will happen is not there with you yet. The moment you are working on that, so that solution, just the idea will click, and that time it will be no longer a problem. It will become a plan. So similar way, approach all these events in your life, and end of it, so you will be overcoming all those things, and you get those experiences, and you enrich yourself, and then you enjoy your life no matter what it offers. So with this, I'll conclude my, this explanation. Now, any question if you have, just put me forward, and I'll answer those. No question? Yes, Chaitali.
Guruji, how to change grief? How I
How
will
to
change my grief?
grief.
Yes,
So, okay. So where the grief is happening, the grief is happening inside you. Okay.
yes,
And you are grief about something which has happened on its own way. You didn't cause it, right? Okay. So you have something which is beyond your control, it happened. You are grief for somebody who need to change as well. So the purpose of this life is over. So that person is going for another life, starting a new beginning. So you need to, there is a sense of loss, yes, but no need to be stuck there. You said that, okay, I miss you, but that does not mean I have to keep you into that state so that you cannot grow any further. So if you tell yourself that my grief can having your hampering your further journey, then you don't like that. No, you don't like that to happen to that person, right? It is like when say grown up child, they left home for say higher studies or a job abroad or outside, yeah. So mother doesn't want to let go her child away from her. It's a normal tendency for a mother. But at the same time, a mother knows that it is for the best interest of my child. It is for his or her own growth, own education, own life and prosperity. Okay, so even if you don't like, you have to let go. Same here with the grief. Okay, even if there is a sense of loss, but you have to let go because it is for the best interest of the person, departed soul, for that person, that you should not hold these emotions for too long. You pray for the betterment and let go. Okay. Whatever the memories you have, you cherish, but at the same time, you should not hold it there. You have to move on. You have to walk forward and you just appreciate the time you spend together. So that is the because that change has happened because it's the normal process of life. And the more faster you accept that, the better will be for you to come back to your own normal mode again. Okay. So first you accept the fact you cannot change it no matter what you do. Okay. Only the grief is in your mind, so you have to increase your acceptance and convert the grief into prayers. Okay, that feeling for the prayers for that ultimate good and ultimate, for the best interest of the person's in his or her own journey. Okay, so that you pray, convert them into prayers. Okay.
I have a question, Rajiv.
Yes.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good morning. My question is that I have seen in my own personal life that I overcome a challenge and then a new one comes.
Yep.
Yeah, and it continues. And in my age, I think would I keep facing it? Although I consider myself brave because I have been able to face,
Mm.
and also I have the divine grace on me that I am able to swim through.
Mm.
The challenges are horrendous. Some people can even crash,
Yeah.
whereas I'm taken care of. This much I'm sure with my prayers and whatever good karma I might have done in the past, or
Mm.
grace of my parents and my gurus. However, these become more severe and severe, and sometimes it's not only financial. Sometimes it could be relationship. Sometimes,
Mhm.
and when it comes to things like new relationships, they become even more challenging because you are not dealing with a bank or a money, but or a business which you know how to come out or how to manage. But the relationship is also involving the other person, and however good one
Yeah.
person may be, the best you may be, you cannot, offset or change the mind of the other person. And that's the bigger challenge. And I would say that's a bigger challenge than any other challenge.
Mhm.
So, why does it happen? Number one, is it because of our past life karma that we are supposed to go through these experiences, or God finds us more strong, so that
Mhm.
we are the ones who can manage it
Mhm.
better than others? This is my question.
Okay, good question. See, first of all these life karma related life experiences, they come in the three areas. That's what I was just sharing three. One is the money matters, monetary matters. It can be earning, business, job, whatever. Second is relationship, and third is your health.
Yes.
Okay. So all your these kind of challenges come in any one of these three areas or a combination thereof.
Right.
Okay. Suppose you are talking about ancestral property and fighting happening between the brothers and sisters. So those are relationship plus money involved there. Okay. Suppose somebody is facing the diagnosed with cancer and so much money has been spent for the medical treatment. So health and money involved here. Okay. So similar, there's a combination thereof. Yeah. Relationships are our close relationships are almost every time it is our past karma related. Okay. And that's why we come together to settle that account. So in this case, in the relationships, these accounts, that ultimately, that when we get our, I think in the last session I was talking, our relationship main learning lessons. I'm sharing that our experiential understanding. When we learn this lesson, that relationship is all about giving, what I am giving to others, not what I am getting from others. Okay. The day you achieve that, your relationship lesson is complete. Means, in that case, you are not expecting anything from anyone. Main cause of suffering, you expect something from your relationships, any kind of business relationship, family relationship, any sense, expect something, and that is causing your pain. If you analyze that, what caused you, it is about that. You wanted somebody to behave or somebody to do certain things, it didn't happen that way. And that's why you are suffering. That's why you are unhappy. But when we comes into all relationships, that how much I can give and matter ends there, then nobody else can control you. It is difficult to perceive this in the logical mind. Okay. So logical mind says, am I stupid? Why should I give? It's give and take in any relationships. In spiritual domain, that is a misunderstanding. It's not give and take. It is the moment you learn it is only about the giving, then nobody else has any control over you. And that's why to win over, whatever comes, you'll automatically come. You enjoy, you say appreciate, but there is no expectation from anyone or anything. So that's why you evolve that level. When you learn that lesson, all your nitty-gritty of this relationship is to get sorted out automatically. Okay, so any idea that somebody will change, you have to drop the idea. Nowadays, every time, even at the time of initiation, somebody comes and, for the initiation into spirituality and Kriya Yoga, I tell the first thing, if you are coming here in this spiritual domain, expecting somebody else will change, drop that idea right now. It's not about spirituality is connection with your own soul, and all the joy and things you will get from that through your own soul consciousness. That is the purpose of spirituality. And that is connected with some kind of infinite joy, which you don't need anyone actually to contribute anything. If you connected with the ocean, why you expect somebody to bring a bucket of water or cup of water? You don't need. It doesn't matter what is their duty to, send this bucket of water or not. It doesn't matter at that time, because you are connected to the source, which you don't need anything from anyone. So that when you reach to that state, then this becomes immaterial. What we do, whatever possible for us to do, whatever, we got intelligence and things, we'll do it and leave it there. Leaving it there is that learning. As long as we keep holding that expectation, then we suffer.
Yeah, but my question thereon is, you come across a new relationship where the person who comes in the life is very understanding, easy, and matches your frequency or whatever. I mean, even if you're on the giving side, it's always misunderstood, or kind of it bounces back on you for nothing. There's another person who comes in life who's really good and understanding. It is easier. So when you get across a very stubborn person who's always trying to give a pain, was it our karma that we had to go through because of some past life action that this process had to happen?
No, that's possible. So that is quite possible. What I'm saying is, shift your attention from what others do, good or bad, to how we take it. Solution lies here, not there. Because why I'm saying that? Because how we perceive things, that matters my experience, right? Means similar situation, let me put it another way. Similar situation, similar behavior. Maybe somebody else doesn't have any complaint. But maybe I have a complaint. Why? Same person is meeting with 10 different people. No? Okay. So that means that whatever that person behavior or whatever it is, that can be changed if the person changes. You
Yeah.
know, if that change is myself, you know, today's Mahatma Gandhi's birthdays, he was telling, whatever change you wanted to see in the world and start with yourself, isn't it? Be the change. So if I change that, my world will change. And that's what I'm concerned about. Okay, so this particular aspect is no matter what they are. That's what I've given example of driving a car. It's maybe bumpy drive, but somebody can enjoy also bumpy drive. So when that comes, no matter the karmic thing and all, so if we don't take any retaliatory action, that karma one point of time will end it. And that person will disappear from your life automatically. You need not to do anything. Okay. Only thing you do whatever your best approach is, you do whatever best you can under the given circumstances. Rest you leave it to the divine.
Yeah.
It's none of my business. I can do only this much. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. So don't react. Just wait.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Just let it go. Let it pass
go.
by.
And
Pass by.
so
Yeah.
see, basically this kind of things, it is better if you can avoid this kind of situation and this kind of people. But if somebody is close relationship, you cannot do that. That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, you accept and do whatever possible, and the rest you leave it to the divine. You are basically, I'm saying, you are not responsible to correct anyone.
Just pray. Just pray for things getting.
It happens is okay, and if it doesn't happen, that is also okay.
That's also acceptance.
Yeah, so that's okay. So basically, if you consider it's none of my business, and the creator will take care of it, and creator will actually take care of it. Okay.
In other words, I've been reading that in this world, you just try to be, just be. That's it. And without getting much affected from external forces, just try to be, and that's it.
Something you don't like, you just accept this part I don't like and leave it.
I don't like it.
You have to change it. Yeah, it's not possible for particularly the change of a personal behavior or character or something. If that person involved is not interested to change, nobody can do anything about it.
Yeah.
But only your acceptance level you can change.
Right.
And that will change experience of your life.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. God bless you.
Guruji, one small thing. It is very easy to accept changes which are favorable to you. Like if tomorrow somebody tells you that nowadays you will work only 3 days a week instead of 5 days, we accept it. But if somebody says that tomorrow onwards you come 1 hour early and leave 1 hour late or same time, so such changes which are unfavorable to one physically, because one has to change his routine. So how to accept such changes which are unfavorable to us?
Yes. Okay, so I understand it is you're talking about your professional life, this work outside, right? Yeah. So in that case, you need to, the principle is same. You do whatever you can and rest you leave it to the divine. Okay. Something if you cannot do, you cannot do. As simple as that. Okay. In the beginning, I'm just sharing my professional thing, some experience. These are all we gain through experiences, no? So very early stage of my career, I was in ONGC, and there was a group general manager was there, and so my boss has given me, he was my boss's boss. Okay, so he was giving me certain task which is almost impossible to do, So maybe this you said that something unfavorable or something. It's a Herculean task, or the time frame or something they're asking. It's not possible for me, so I had a big fight with my boss. Okay. Then the group general manager, so he called me. He used to love me because I was very competent otherwise in my job, etc. But I didn't like that this kind of approach, high-handedness, and So he called me and he was telling me, Rajdeep, I'm just giving. So why you have this kind of fighting with your boss? So then I told, sir, my boss is giving me unnecessarily this targets cannot be achieved. How can we achieve something? So we don't have budget, we don't have this, we don't have people, and they're doing something like it's not possible. And it's a common sense, anybody can understand. Then he gave me a lesson, but I still understand. I'm sharing with you, maybe it will help you. I'm not giving you a solution, because who am I to give you this kind of solution, but you may get some clue what is there. He said, Rajdeep, maybe first of all, you don't fight with your boss, okay? No matter what it is, what character it is, okay? Secondly, how you approach. Suppose boss is asking me to get the moon, okay? If you argue with the boss, how? Where there is no rocket and there is nothing, how can I go to the moon and get you the moon? Yeah? It's impossible task. Then boss's ego will get hurt, and he will, do some more thing and some punishment to you because you're refusing to bring moon for him, okay? In that case, what you do, you stand on a table or a chair and try to catch the moon and show the boss I'm trying. Yeah. So after the 10 or 12 or 15 times you try to hold the moon, boss will realize it is not possible to get the moon, and he himself will say, now you get down. Okay, all right. Okay, now no need to get me the moon, you do something else. That is the time you come out of the situation. But don't contest that, are you a fool? You are asking me to get the moon. You don't know what is the distance from moon from here. Only thing you need to do, you stand on the table or a chair and show your boss you're trying to get that. So whatever the instructions which come, no matter what the impractical things are, you show that you are trying your best to get there with fully understanding it is impossible. It cannot be done. And when some of the things have been repeated, then what happens is your boss's ego gets satisfied, and then he will himself will tell that, no, don't worry, we can change it or something like that. But don't contest it, even if you don't like it. Hope this will give you some insight how to approach this kind of situation. Okay, it's tricky, but there is a way.
I have been finding it difficult because person like me immediately used to tell कि sir ये ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. So I have suffered that way.
Don't say that. Don't say you are a stupid. Okay. Yeah. You say I'm trying my best. Okay. You said sure. I will try my best. Or even try also. The word also need not to say. Okay. So just give whatever possible, and lest you, then the person will realize it is not that easy and not, things like that.
Thank you, Guru.
All right.
Guruji, I just want to share one thing. This is not a question. When you said, now don't compare yourself or your situations with other, what I just felt that when my husband was in hospital, that time he was in the hospital for the 28 days in the ICU, and one person came in the ICU for 2 days. So, and he left, and as because I was going there every day, so I thought, my God, he is so blessed that within 2 days he is leaving the ICU. And when I heard that his son was asking the doctor whether the malignant tumor in his head can be operated, and then I thought, my God, he has got malignant tumor in his brain, and that's why he came and left, because maybe it is not operable. And I was thanking God, I am so blessed that my husband is not having that. From that day, I realized we should not compare our situations with others, because we don't know what others are facing. So we shall be grateful whatever God has given to me. And that the same thing you always said other time also, and today when you said, that incident came in my mind. So I just wanted to share it with you. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam.
God bless you.
Rajdeep, I have a question.
Yes, Roy.
You see, in your reference frame, I mean, in a person's reference frame, the changes are analyzed, and some of them are positive and some of them are negative, right? In his coordinates. Now, it is said, I mean, I've heard from people that if you keep on dwelling on your positive changes and feel happy about it, then you invite further positive changes in your life. Is there any basis in it?
Oh, yeah. See, you attract the things as per your, let me go to that other aspect of it. You attract the thing as per your vibration, So that is always if you raise your vibration, your approach to life, the way you look at life, as I explained earlier, is everything is within you. It's not about the life. It is about your experience of life that matters here. Okay. So your experience of life cannot be changed without. It should be within. That is because your experience needs to change. So to change your experience, first fundamental factor is to raise your vibration. Then the way you look at it, your life will change. Some of the things which was earlier a big negative, when you raise your vibration, it does not look that negative anymore.
Right.
Your experience will change. Your approach to life will change. And then it will come like an insignificant type of thing. And something you enjoy. Sometime you don't get it. It is just a matter of time. With a clear understanding of the fact that all the time you cannot keep enjoying. It's not possible. Even if you're enjoying one point of time, there will be a saturation, it will be going down. So with that acceptance that no matter what comes, I will just approach it in that moment it's offered and just leave that and move on. This approach will come only if you raise your vibration and stop analyzing it or bringing your memory and all this kind of and fear of the future. These two elements, bad experience of the past and fear of the future, if you can eliminate these two mind construct, you will be actually enjoying your life. And that's what all masters do. Okay, so this is that correct approach to the life, and this is how you change your experience towards the life. It's not about good and bad. It is about it. It is the way it is. Okay. The good and bad is our leveling.
Yeah, that's what I said. Huh?
Yeah, and that's why it is based. The leveling is based on our past memory or fear about the future.
Right.
Yeah. So if you stop this, then it will be fine. It will be okay. And our experience, if you grow with the vibration that whatever it is offering at this moment, it will be okay for me. But at the same time, it may not be the same way you enjoyed earlier. That's what I'm changing. You need to change course. Same thing is not there anymore. The world has progressed and all those kind of things. It may not progress the way we wanted or we thought the progress should look like.
Right.
Sometimes as giving you higher level of understanding. You see, there's a lot of conflicts in the world now, right? There is a lot of things, and there is some kind of some area, some concept comes which is stupid. Okay, people are not taking the medicine for a disease. How stupid that things could have been.
Yeah.
So these are the same. I'm not criticizing those people. What I'm saying is, this exactly happens. It's called extreme polarization. Okay. Extreme polarization happens in the world when the time for change has come. Okay. Otherwise, if it is going like a normal or things like that, it will pass time. No change will happen. If you look at from the higher reality, if you look at from the grand scheme of things, you need this polarity, you need the pain so that you look forward to the solution. If something, if you are having some pain in some part of your body, then only you think of going to a doctor, consulting a doctor, taking the treatment. If there is no pain, there is no reason for asking for any kind of solution, right?
Yeah.
Or the pain is so little, you say, I can manage.
Yes.
then also you are not going for a solution, right?
Correct.
So it has to come to a level where the change will be necessary and the change will happen. And that is exactly the prelude of that change is extreme polarization. It comes to a level that both parties saying we cannot stand this anymore. Okay. It is not about this, not about that. It doesn't matter which group you are in, it doesn't matter. The cause of polarization is the need for change has come from the pain. As per Babaji's, when I asked for so many things, that Babaji told me one thing. It's now it's on the few years now. I think I asked this question earlier, and Babaji told now humanity is undergoing labor pain, like a mother, to deliver the new era. The humanity is undergoing labor pain, and what the symptoms you saw is that pain.
Okay.
To deliver the new era. When the new baby is born, all these pains are worth for. It goes in a moment. Like you see the baby, the mother first see the baby to cry, and that is the moment all the pain has gone. So it's like that. So anyway, so don't judge with your, whatever you are experiencing right now. There is a divine plan is working for it. And this particular time, particularly the month of October, is energetically is a very high time for change. The change is coming and being implemented. And the beginning of the year, I already explained, this is the year of renewal. Okay. And the more that renewal time is coming, and the more this you see, the more chaos and things like that. Extreme polarity.
Right.
All right. So
thank you, Rajdeep.
Okay.
Your polarization reference makes me think of cathodic protection.
Okay. Right. But the purpose of cathodic protection ultimately to protect the asset.
Yeah.
So that polarization leads to the protection.
Yes, right. Thank you.
And lead to the protection and extending the life of asset. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Guruji, I'm asking you one thing.
Yes, Sonali.
If there is a situation in my life, say a negative one and personal one, I cannot leave it, I cannot bear it, I cannot neglect it. What I do about it?
In this case, you change yourself.
No, I cannot leave it, I'm telling you.
No,
I'm saying
I change
I cannot
yourself.
bear it.
Change yourself. Change from within. Okay. You need not to change anything outside you. You have to change yourself so that no matter what the external situation is, it is okay with you. You come to this state. I also having similar experience I shared earlier in some 2008, and one point of time has come that nothing in my life was working. I asked the same question to my Guruji Brahmarshi Prem Nirmal. He told, Rajdeep, when nothing is working in your life, the time for your enlightenment has come. Okay. It's so true. Okay.
I don't think I'm that much luckier. I'm that much lucky that my time
you don't need a luck. You just need to have the soul what everybody has. So, or soul is having you rather. So there is no way that you can say that you don't have that what somebody else is having and you don't have. You have it. Only you don't have the connection yet. So this is the moment you realize that bahar kuch nahi rakha hai. That's what I say normally. Nothing in the external world can ultimately lead you to that. And that is a good turning point when we can go inward and explore and then find out that source of joy. And that is permanent and continuous, infinite. Okay. So that is the way forward in brief to answer your question. These external events are extremely, conducive for your own spiritual growth, and that growth will be faster because nothing else in the external life can offer anything anymore. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Pranam Guruji. Let's see.
Yeah. So just concentrate on your sadhana, and to be blunt with this, Duniya Jai Tel Lene, you just concentrate on your sadhana, your life will change for sure.
But maybe the situation involves my very close one. Then I cannot say ke Duniya Jai Tel Lene.
You do whatever best you can and leave it there. Okay, you leave it there. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Leave it there. You can do, I can only this much, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, just take note. I understand what you are saying. Yeah, it's not about I'm trying to dodge the question, but I'm giving you the ultimate answer. So you cannot change anything, anyone. Okay. So what you can do is you can change yourself and start from there. Externally, whatever you can do to the best of your ability, knowledge and understanding and experience, you do that, and rest you leave it to the divine. If some people take it, it's fine. If they don't take it, that is also fine. Okay. So don't let not others to control you. Simply.
Thank you. Pranam Guruji.
Okay. God bless you. All right. Okay. Any other question? No question. We have not much time left also. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do the Kriya, but meditation we'll do the shorter version, maybe last, or maybe we'll do first 3 rounds we'll do in the meditation today. Not all the 6 steps, but we'll do the Kriya, Prana and Shikhar Mudra, and then we do the first 3 steps of the meditation. Okay. All right. Sit straight.